Hello everybody, welcome to this channel. I am Kay, and today I would like to share some perspectives of myself derived from personal experience as relating to the below topics, as you can see in the title. So it would be about soul and incarnation, and then Samsara and liberation as relating to Buddhism and Hinduism. And the third one would be about the purpose of spirituality. So I hope you enjoy the following topics, which would be quite exciting to explore together. So let's start with soul and incarnation. The reason that I would like to touch on these three topics actually is because there are so many texts, as in be it is ancient text or certain lectures given by individuals. How I come to realize is that there are various interpretations. So I'm not saying that they are right or wrong. I'm simply trying to express that there are so many different ways that could lead each of us to finding one's own truth. And from my personal experience and understanding, I would love to share my own personal perspective as a contribution to such a collective co-creation. Okay, so that's what it is. And so when it comes to soul and incarnation, I would like to speak on what is soul first, because by understanding what a soul is, we can then understand what is incarnation. Or some people would call it reincarnation, right? And that would then lead into the second topic of samsara, which is the recycling of life and death, or say the cycle of birth, right? That's why people would call it reincarnation, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So what is a soul? What is a soul? To me personally, a soul is, if I put it into an analogy, it is like a Gmail account. It's an account. So we are all beings, okay? Our existence is undeniable. And as beings, we are eternal. We exist as we are, okay? And it is not something that we need to argue or not, because that is just simply the eternal truth, from my perspective. And so a soul is basically like a Gmail account, or in video games, is an account, a player's account, right? Now, in an account, you can have multiple characters. You can have multiple characters that it's also you, right? Because you are the one that is controlling, or say you're playing the characters. But each character can have a different personality, can have different set of skills, can have a different appearance. And so a soul can be more or less be seen as an account. Okay, now, so as a being, you can actually have multiple accounts, right? As a person, let's put it this way, you can have multiple Gmail accounts, right? Okay, and for each account, it can have a different purpose. So for one Gmail account, you can use it for business, and for another Gmail account, you can use it for, for family and friends. And for another Gmail account, you can use it for connecting with people for a YouTube channel, for example, right? So you are the creator. You are the creator. You create the accounts, the Gmail accounts, and you assign different purposes to each of them, right? Now, in the context of the video games, you can also have multiple accounts, right? And each account, you can have a player character. And for one, say you have 3 accounts. Now, for the first account, you have a female character, player character. Now, the job of that player character in the specific context is a huntress, okay? Now, for the second account, you have a male player character. Now, this player character is a doctor. The third account, it can be an animal-shaped kind of a creature, and that is also player character, right? If you have ever played like Mario Kart, like you can have Yoshi, right? The little dinosaur. So that's you in that particular context, and that's your account, and you choose to use Yoshi as the player character. That's you. However, you are not identified by Yoshi. You identify yourself with Yoshi at that time when you play that game, but you are not Yoshi. You're not the player character. And that's the same for a soul. You are a being, just as I am a being. But a lot of us would think, I'm this, right? But what is this? This is like Yoshi. In a Mario Kart situation or any kind of context, we are in player character. We are in the player character suit. This is called, the player character or a soul, an account. It's an account. So, in this sense, it means that we are all creators. We just have to remember that. To be reminded again, we are creators. We are here experiencing different player characters, being in the player characters, the different themes that we have chosen to experience for a particular player character that we are experiencing. And that's what the soul is an actual similar to that of an account. So you create the account. Now, what is an oversoul? If you have ever heard of it. An oversoul is you can see it as an umbrella where, this is an oversoul. And underneath, now see, it doesn't have to be underneath, but it's just like, it's easier to visualize this way, okay? It doesn't have to be underneath. It can be like this, okay? It is not 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional. I'm just describing it in a way. Now, so you have this soul, right? Oversoul. And because this oversoul wants to experience different player characters' experiences, so this oversoul could then create 5 souls. That would be sending the data experiences back to the oversoul. Okay, so each soul means a different account. A Gmail account, second Gmail account, third Gmail account, fourth Gmail account, and fifth Gmail account. So you have 5 accounts. You have 5 accounts now. And you would then be able to receive different kinds of experiences, aka data, back to the oversoul. So that's why I said it's like an umbrella. It's like, just visualize it in this way, but it doesn't have to be an umbrella, okay? It's just easier to visualize, to understand. So now that is a soul. Now this is a soul. The oversoul is also a soul. It's just that it can expand into that. It's just that there will be one scenario that we can see in this way. Okay, so basically that is why some people would say it is God experiencing oneself. Yes, it's you experiencing yourself. You, that's you. You experiencing yourself. That's an extension of yourself. You create different accounts for yourself to experience, just as how you play the video games. You have different kind of accounts, and then in each account it has a different player character, and so you can experience different kinds of contexts as a different player character for a different setting or with a different skill set that player character embodies. Right? So now that is a pretty simple, that try to put it in the simplest way of conveying, what this message of what a soul is. Now, then what's incarnation? Incarnation is quite related to time. Because with the concept of time, that how we normally see on this plane is that time is linear. So that's how we would see it in the perspective of reincarnation. Okay, the reason that we see it as reincarnation is because we see it as past, present, and future. So we would then think, okay, whoever is from 100 years ago, if this soul or this person kind of like reappear again, like a similar vibe of this person, it could be like a reincarnation of that person. Yes, you can see from this perspective regarding this kind of concept of time that is linear, right? Linear, like past, present, future. However, if anyone has ever edited videos, like video editing, there is this bar on the editing in the editing tool. It's like, it could be like iMovie or like Premiere Pro, stuff like this, the softwares. You can zoom out, right? Even if it doesn't have to be video editing, it can be music, like GarageBand, okay, like say, or any kind of musical arrangement softwares. You can zoom out, right? You can like zoom out, as in minimize it, right? And then the entire bar would be like this. So why I'm describing this is because this is actually how we can also see time in this way. As we go upper and upper, not upper, no, there's no direction. This is because we are on this plane, so that's why I use direction. But I want to say, no, it's not about direction. I just want to mention is the dimension. When we expand to other dimensions, the experience of time is different. So that's why on some other dimensions, time can be like a day there, one day in that particular dimension equals to a year on Earth. Okay, now the reason we can kind of visualize it in this way is like when you zoom out of that time bar, it got shortened, right? It shortens when you zoom out. That's kind of like the one day in the other realm. Okay? So it's about the dilation of time. Dilation. When you dilate that bar, which is you zoom in, right? You zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. You zoom into that bar, is the dilation of time. And that would then become how we experience here. Okay? So it's as you dilate, it means it is longer, right? The other way would be shorter. So what does it mean when it becomes longer and longer? It means the experience of time would be longer. It feels like there's more delay. There is more, the time is lower. Does it make sense? And it's also related to vibration. However, let's not talk about that. What I'm just trying to say is, this is how we can also perceive time in this way. It's the zooming out and zooming in. The dilation of time is the zooming in of time. And as we zoom in a lot, that is like how we experience on this plane here, would be seeing it as past, present, and future. But if we zoom out, okay, past, present, and future shortens it, and it becomes, it's just, there's no such a thing. Like if we go back to the very origin, if there's no time, okay, that's what I'm trying to, like, if I hope it makes sense. It's the dilation of time. But if it, like, imagine if it keeps zoom out, out, it becomes a dot, right? It becomes a dot, and that dot is one. And then keep zooming, it's the origin. Zero. It's origin, zero, there's no time. So what it means is that as 1 is time, plus 1 is time, and minus 1 is also time. That's the duality is time. Time can only exist when there's duality. That's why when you go closer and closer and closer, it's an infinite way. You go closer and closer to zero, this is stillness. It's the origin, source, the origin of everything. There's no time there. Okay? So why is it about incarnation then? Because if we see from the point of view of zero, meaning no time, there's no time, there's no such thing as reincarnation. Because there's no past, present, and future. Okay, there's no such thing as reincarnation. There's only incarnation. Okay, there's only you go into there. As in, you create this account, a soul, and you experience that on this particular realm. Because you don't actually have to have all 5 accounts, all 5 souls on earth. You can have another soul of yourself on another planet. Okay, so there are so many possibilities of mixing the experiences just to create the kind of experiences that you want to create, to experience. And that is why I mentioned the time thing, because incarnation doesn't actually reincarnate in the sense of when there's no time. It is simply you incarnate, you just experience that. But when it comes to the concept of the perception of reincarnation, it's because of the experience of the dilation of time, meaning the past, present, and future. That would give you the perception of, oh, so he or she died, so then this person must be in the past. Okay, or then he or she will come in the future. That means that's in the future. However, everything is actually all at once happening, because past, present, future, when you go back to the very origin, there's no difference. It's all one. And then you go up to the infinity of it, that's zero. So there's no such thing as past, present, and future when you perceive it from that understanding, that what I just mentioned, okay? So that is why everything is actually happening all at once. It's because of that. It's because of this. Okay, this is a zooming out and into one. Okay, so that's why everything is happening all at once, because of all at once. Past equals present equals future. So that's why focus on the present, because whatever you focus on now, you are actually rewriting the past and also rewriting the future at the same time. It is not something that you have to consciously do it, okay? But you just got to be conscious with your life right now, okay? Like in the present, okay? In the present. So that's why that will lead into the second topic of samsara and liberation. And I would post that in a separate video, okay? So please go to that video and I will see you there, all right?